everything that we do in a school system is educational. And so whether we're working with our students in classes, in activities, or in anything else, it's an educational experience. And the same thing is true with our food service. We not only want to feed the kids, but we want them to learn how to eat properly, how to eat nutritiously. And so that's just a part of the way that we do things. And I really appreciate that we have a food service director who understands that and buys into that philosophy. And I'm extremely proud of the fact that we get a lot of our produce right here within southeast Minnesota. Our a la carte sales, for instance, has gone down a little bit because we're selling things that weren't as popular. We don't have the Twinkies and the apple pies and so forth anymore. And so at first you see a little bit of a downtrend. Anytime you try a new initiative, you shouldn't evaluate the results of that in the first few weeks or months, that there will actually be a dip in what you were trying to accomplish. You need to give it time to kind of self-correct. And that's what I think we've seen here, is that at first the kids, were disappointed that their choices were fruits and things instead of Twinkies and apple pies. I think the thing that Carrie has done is put those choices out there, understanding that at first that it may not be a thrilling option, but in time kids will learn, and that's the educational piece of what she's doing. I think one of the best ways that a superintendent can support their staff, and especially the director, is to stand next to them when they have to make these hard decisions. Sometimes we're guilty in my area of work of looking at the bottom line. And we happen to have a very good bottom line in our food service here, so it's a little bit of a luxury. But again, going back to that thing about maybe selling things that aren't quite so popular or offering things that aren't quite so sweet, I think superintendents have to stand next to their director. And we as superintendents have to be there for those directors and say, yeah, keep going, keep doing that. And, the bottom line will take care of itself. One of the ways that I think you can improve a superintendent's buy-in is to be sure that they're informed of what's going on. I think sometimes we're in the dark a little bit, and frankly, in all the different things that I have to do to run a school, I don't do a whole lot of research on the food and nutrition part, and probably most superintendents are that way. Carrie has to come and put that stuff in front of me. And so I think just doing a good job of saying, here are the most recent guidelines, here are some studies, here's some information, and not necessarily with the attitude that, demanding that I want to change, but here's what we're up against, here's what we're dealing with, here's the way things are trending. And so I think a lot of times a superintendent's reaction that isn't what you'd like it to be might just be a misinformed or an uninformed superintendent.
To gain support from the school district, including the school board and the superintendent, communication's been the key.
I think we've grown leaps and bounds in the whole industry, and I'm thankful to be pushing forward and that we're all headed in the right direction.